Yo, what up, people? My name is Lewis Lee. I'm from All Ends Media, and this is Planning Traffic. I'd like to welcome everybody in the chat room, everybody on YouTube Live. We do this every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So if you can let everybody know that's in the cars, boats, trucks, we talk about it all. So let your people know. And please like and share and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Try to get our numbers up so we can do more things on there. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers in the next month or so we can take advantage of the system. So please pass that on. And we're going to wait a few minutes and get some people in the chat room. We got a couple people coming in. What's up, Chassis John? Brian? What's good? I got some exciting news on our platform here. So I think I found a good platform that we're going to probably move to. So that's exciting. And Terry Wilson from will be on later on too. We got some good news on some LS stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And I got some entertainers that I've reached out to. They're going to be on the show. It's just we're trying to pin down dates. Everybody's doing their thing, building cars and, all the good stuff. Let's see who's in the chat room. Brian, Chester John. Let's see. We're going to get some people on the screen here. Hopefully Ray can make it in tonight. I don't know if he got his internet back or not. So if anybody's in the area from the hurricanes, we'd like to put out some prayers for you guys. And, we're thinking about you. If there's anything we can do, let us know. We can try to make it happen. I know John's down there in the mix-out, I think. We're just waiting on a couple people to come in the chat room, and then we will kick it off.
Hey,
John, how's it going?
Good.
How you making out down there in the storm?
No storm here.
No.
No.
It bounced up. Huh?
Not in Florida.
Yeah, it bounced around you. Huh? It went up. Where is it?
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles away.
Is it?
Yeah, we didn't get anything.
Cool.
Nothing, not a thing. It's all good. Just, cloudiness and a little bit of extra rain. Other than that, that's it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, all good. What's new?
My motor got shipped to Terry, so.
Oh, very cool.
The LS should be there sometime in the near couple days.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so Terry's gonna put his foot in it, I guess. He's not telling me exactly what he's gonna do to it, but I'm pretty excited.
It'll be good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He'll make it right.
Also, I think I found a new platform.
Oh.
So I did a test for it. We're gonna do it on Sunday. Run a test. So hopefully everything will work out.
That's cool.
Wait a minute, here's Ray now.
What?
Ray is asking me if we're on a new platform yet. No, come to Crowdcast.
Did Ray get his Wi-Fi back yet?
Oh no, I'm texting him now. Hopefully. Man, that's man, you don't realize how much you need it until it's gone.
Oh, let me tell you. I know. I get it. He's been having trouble, with the radio show. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they've been getting it done. He's been using his phone, and I think he's burning through his time on his phone.
Yeah, he has to change that plan, man.
Yeah, right.
Everybody has unlimited. I don't know what kind of plan he has.
Yeah. Well, he's probably got one of those. What do you call it?
Obama phone.
Old people phones.
Yeah. Flip phones.
What's the name of that company? You see the commercial all the time.
Oh, Cricket.
Cricket. Yeah.
Yeah, we got one for my father-in-law, man. It had real big buttons on it. So you can see it. He still was butt calling people.
That's crazy.
Hey, Brian, how's it going? Vince? Vince been hiding from us for a while, ain't he? I haven't seen Vince. Let's see what Ray's doing here.
Come on, Ray, where are you?
Dude, we really take technology for granted, man.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Trust me. If they come in and destroy the grid, this country's gonna drop fast.
Yeah, I was talking about that the other day. That'd be the first thing they hit is our power grid.
Yeah.
They hit that, man. We were done.
I've read articles about how this power grid is like nothing but a bunch of Band-Aids.
Yeah.
But try to get Congress to do anything.
I know. Well,
other than bitch.
Yeah, right.
It's ridiculous.
Hold on, let's see if he can get on. I'm a slow texter.
Like me, hunt and peck.
Right? So what's good with you? Any progress on the Camaro?
A lot of progress on the Camaro. Working on the trunk now. Wiring.
Yeah.
I got the whole wiring harnesses in from the fuse box all through the dash. I got wipers. Got headlight switch hooked up. Courtesy lights. Ignition switch. Starter works. I got the whole air conditioning system fully installed and tested.
Mm-hmm.
I ran last night the cable that goes from there's like a little dongle off the main box that runs down past the driver's side rocker panel into the trunk.
Yeah.
So I got that run. I installed his LED tail lights and changed the wiring around and put the weather pack connectors. He bought a set of aftermarket LED taillights.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life. The actual bezels are CNC machined, and they're like that thick, so they kind of like flare out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cut in the 67, 68, maybe even 69. The actual bucket that the tail light goes into is about like that thick. It's made to fit a stock tail light.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because of these bezels and this LED system, the light's like that thick. So you gotta cut these 4 pieces out, and then it still bolts in like stock,
mm-hmm.
but it hangs past it. And when you light it up, it's not like a whole bunch of LEDs that just wind up making it really bright.
Right.
It's got a red mirrored lens. So when you look at it, when it's off, all you see is a red mirror.
Oh, that's nice.
But when you light it, when you turn on the headlights, parking lights, headlights,
mm-hmm.
It's got like a ring that goes around. What it is it's like a
neon.
Well, it's like but like almost like a shadow box kind of
mm-hmm.
effect. Like you know how you ever see those refrigerators like in the stores from Monster energy drinks?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how that LED lights the acrylic through the side?
It's like the new Ford pickups.
Yeah. So you get one ring that lights up when you turn on your headlights.
Mm-hmm.
When you do a turn signal or your brakes, there's 3 more of those rings spaced into the light.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like an infinity light. And when it lights up, it's like this like red neon glow, and you see these individual segments inside. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
These are the
Well, yeah, we know you have one there in the basement.
What's that?
that's actually a lucite ring that the light would go through.
Oh, yeah. So once I get everything fully wired up and made up nice, I'll shoot like some video or photos of the lights being lit, but they're super nice. But
Oh, sweet.
they were expensive. I think
I bet.
he paid somewhere in the vicinity of like $780.
Really?
Yeah, because that outer bezel is billet aluminum,
Yeah.
and then the
Real
LED
stuff. It ain't.
stuff,
Yeah.
the LED stuff is it's all computer printed and attached to this aluminum, bezel.
Hmm.
It's really nice, and it's polished aluminum on the outside, and then as it like fades in, that's all like black anodized, but it's stepped.
Yeah.
So they took a giant chunk of billet and just cut away everything they didn't want. But you can see that it's one piece of billet that's been put on a CNC and machined for, I don't know, an hour or so to get the effect. It's super nice, but crazy.
All right, the question is, John, how many new things have you learned during this build?
How many new things have I learned?
Or have you been exposed to?
Oh, well, the crazy LED stuff.
The
And having to deal with all of this computerization and
Yeah.
CAN buses,
right.
which I still don't understand what a CAN bus is.
CAN,
Um,
it's CAN stands for Controller Area Network. Is all
Okay.
it is.
Yeah,
So where it's just basically a controller that's
it's just an interface.
it
Yeah.
is. It's a network, but it's more of a low current
Mhm.
because it's like you have a lot of small wires instead
Yeah,
of having
very
bigger
small.
wires. That's what it is. They're using modules.
Yeah,
It's like relays. So the power is switching the module, which is in effect like a relay, which now can switch through a smaller wire can switch the current.
really small wire, like 26 gauge. Or,
Yes. And if you look at a new car, that's what new cars are run with.
yeah.
That's what's through everything. Yeah.
So I still have a problem understanding how you're taking a signal like from the gas gauge, which is it's just a matter of changing ohms from 0 to 90 as it sweeps.
Mhm. I had to do it on
Um,
my motorcycle, and it still
Yeah.
don't work.
and how is it? I have to program that. I've read the instructions. I have to literally build the slope
Right.
with the stylus.
Because you're just looking at a sweep on a rheostat, and you have to
Yeah.
define where 0 and 90 is.
Exactly. I have to.
Yeah.
I read the thing where I have to bring up literally like a scale.
Mhm.
X and Y, or
Right.
Y and Z or whatever, and then I got to come up at that. Start here and go to there.
A lot of this stuff is.
And I got to fill out all these points in between, otherwise the gauge jumps.
Well, this is why I love dealing with my co-host Joe, because he's such a diagnostician, and you get that mindset. Everything has another equivalent, so anything digital has an analog equivalent, and vice versa. And to give you an example of the gas gauge, when I put my car together, the gas gauge wasn't working, and to troubleshoot it, it's just power. It's just 12 volts and ground, and the resistor, and that's all it is.
That's all it is. Yeah, the
So
windings is the resistance.
I took a variable resistor and I went into the back under the seat where the where the harness breaks, and I just wired that in with an ohm meter to verify it, and literally I just turned it, and when I knew where 0 was, I saw 0. When I went up to half, I saw half tank on the gauge. When I went to 90 ohms, I saw full. So I knew the problem was at the tank, because now I just diagnosed it forward.
Okay.
Just use the analog equivalent in the analog system in that case. But that's what a lot of the stuff is just knowing how to substitute stuff.
Well, that's good information that you just gave me about empty at 0 and 90 at full.
Yeah.
Because I know it's 0 to 90, but I didn't bother to jot down a note of, well, where is 0 and where is 90.
And I will double check that for you just to make sure, because I know I said it, and a lot of times if I
And
say
I'm sure
it,
it's probably, the kind of information I can grab off the web, but
John said let's use a stick. He uses a stick
Yeah.
in the tank.
a lot of people do. Yeah.
hey, let me tell you something. Half breed, once the fuel cell went in the car, it never had a gas gauge,
No.
and I used the stick.
Sure.
It was a paint stick.
And you can calibrate it. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was a 12-gallon fuel cell.
Yeah.
And I poured a gallon in, put the stick in it, then kept going. But I didn't do every single gallon.
Right.
I did, low, where I had like 2 gallons was like my reserve,
Yeah.
and then half, and then full. But I had, there's foam packed into the racing fuel cells, but in the middle, it was cored out, so you could literally just see the level, But with that particular car, if I knew I was taking it out to go to a cruise night, it would always get filled.
Yeah.
And then over time, I realized how many miles I could go on a 12-gallon fuel cell. It was pretty surprising, though, because if you don't put your foot in the loud pedal, that car got really good gas mileage. Like I would drive, well, Ray, because you're on the island. I would literally drive from East Northport all the way to the Nathans in Oceanside.
Wow, that's a good hike.
And still have fuel, in the cell. I would have to fuel up on the way home.
Yeah.
But I was taking from my house down a couple of roads, Deer Park Avenue, down to Sunrise Highway or the Southern State Parkway.
Yeah, Sunset.
And I would just cruise along at 2,800, which was right around 55 to 60 miles an hour with the gearing and the tires that I had in the car.
Yeah.
And then I would go to 135 and then take 135 down to Sunrise.
Yeah.
And then just go out.
Long Beach Road and then down Long Beach Road.
Yeah, down Long Beach Road. But I mean, there's mileage there.
Yeah, there is definitely. And I guess
I was actually talking to the one of the people that built the last motor that was in the car, and I thought that motor was somewhere around 630, 640 horse, but I was told that it was more around 700 to 720.
Okay.
Which that's more horsepower than I thought that motor made, and they were pretty amazed that when they put it on the dyno, that it made the power that it made, because it still had a stock forged Chevy 454 crank. It did have Carrillo rods, Weisco pistons, but it had steel open chambered Chevy heads.
Yeah.
Crane roller rockers, crane roller lifters. Nothing exotic.
No, guys raced that platform for years, man.
Yeah, nothing exotic, but it made over 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
And it was drivable.
Yeah.
Well,
speaking of Long Island, I got to tell you, if I disappear like I was kidnapped, we got a hellacious storm. I mean, the rain is coming down. This storm came in. Oh yeah, we're like deluge. But I'm running my.
Oh no, he's gone.
He spoke too soon.
We have to go find him.
We're on our way, Ray. Oh man.
I think he's running it on a generator. I don't know.
Wow.
They're going to get hit again.
Yeah, it's coming up the hill, huh?
Supposedly, that hurricane is supposed to make a left turn.
That's scary.
Everything I see on the weather says that thing is heading up north, and it's going to make a left turn and head towards you.
Well, we got a little rain right now, but
it's just going to be wind and rain. I mean, it's not going to be the hurricane part's gone, but it devastated when it hit this morning. Yeah. That was crazy.
I guess a 14-year-old girl got killed. A tree fell
down in her house and took her out.
Yeah, it's terrible, man.
Horrible. There's just so much wrong going on right now that you really don't need that extra crap.
Yeah.
You gotta feel bad for these people, and then evacuating. I'm listening to the news for them to evacuate. They had to use double the amount of buses because they can't put people next to each other like they used to. They can't pack out the hotels. It's like, when is this thing going to end?
Yeah,
You know?
they're gonna do something, man. You know what? After the election, I think it's gonna open back up.
Let me
I
tell
think a
you.
lot of this is politics.
Yeah, if that's the case, I hope Washington D.C. just burns to the fucking ground.
Yep,
Because it's bullshit.
sure is.
You know, this is ridiculous to do this to everybody here. It's just not right. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Poor
So
Ray.
Ray's out of the mix, I think.
He said he touched it and blew himself out. Oh, he got a message that says he needs a re-invite.
All right, hold on. He's catching the beating.
Unbelievable. Poor guy. Ever since that storm, nothing's the same.
Yeah. There he is. You all right, bro?
Right? I had a touch.
We were going to send out the search party.
Well, I'm here. But like I said, I told my wife at any minute the power might go out. We had a couple of blips already. I got all the lights ready, the oil lamps and the LEDs, you know. Yeah, we've had a hell of a run around here. It's ridiculous. Like I said, my cell phone is now powering my computer. So if you ever, you can do this. I was told about this, and I didn't try it last week when I could have, but I gave it a shot today. So the actual, I guess the internet power in my phone, which is coming from my cellular network because I don't have a home network right now,
Right.
through the charging cable is powering up the internet side of the computer.
Yeah, it's your modem. Your
Yeah.
phone's your modem.
How
Exactly.
do you do that?
Now you should be able to do it Bluetooth also.
I do have it on blue. Yeah, it's called tethering, John. If you go
Yep.
to on the Samsung, I went to connections, like the first thing under what the hell tab is that? It's I guess.
I get it.
Settings.
Your phone is on the internet, and your laptop
Hotspot.
is picking up the signal from the phone.
Yep.
Right.
Your phone becomes a hotspot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. And you know what? It's surprisingly stable because
Yeah.
I mean it doesn't look any worse than it does when I'm on normal. So,
Yeah.
but I just got to learn don't touch it. I touched it and I blew myself out. So
you brought up the LED lights. I talked to Mitch last year, and he's gonna come up with some creative stuff for the Cadillac. I told him I want to do something off the wall. You know, what I mean, if he can come up with something really creative, you know, we'll go that route.
I'm going to have him do the taillights for the Trans Am.
Lewis, he came up with something creative for me. You know, I sent them the actual quarter panel extensions and the lights so he could have the physical model. And he said, how about, I'll put in like 60 LEDs. I was like, yeah, that should be great. And then he sent me a picture, and then a couple days he goes, all right, scratch that. He says, how about like between 300 and 600 LEDs? I was like, yeah, even better. And he did. He crammed them in there. He filled that thing with I mean, like I can tell you, small planes follow me on Sunrise Highway to like in for a landing when I hit those brakes.
That's good though.
Nice.
He's no joke, man. And I'm starting to see his stuff. There's other companies selling his stuff now all over.
Really?
Yeah, he's like Revival Cycles. That's where I bought a lot of my digital stuff for my bike, and they're selling his product on the shelf.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
he should be he should be in the drag specialty catalog. He should be in the Tuckeraki catalog. He should be in all those big. I used to go to the bike show at the Javits Center every year, and they would have all the vendors. And there were a couple that did stuff. At that time, it was only really the BMW guys that were doing the LEDs. This is going back like 20 years or so. But now everybody carries it, and he should be, get hooked up with all those guys. I don't know what the deal is. They all have their partnership deals, and some may not be really worth it for him. I don't know, but
yeah, he's if anybody wants to check out his website, he has some really cool stuff on there. He also does lighting for buildings too, commercial warehouses and buildings.
Radiance.
I'm gonna send him the taillights for the Trans Am and have him
You
do
won't
them
be disappointed. because that's kind of the footprint of the light that I have in my Pontiac. It's just about the same size, so he can give you a nice board. And what he does is he like we were talking when you did the Camaro, he adapts the LED board to. This is the only thing I would have, if he gave me an option, I would have done it different. He came out with a pigtail wire with the bulb socket.
That's what the
So
guys did.
The,
They did this one. They're from, hold on, here's the name of the company. I never heard of these guys before. They're called
it's kind of standard.
Black Cloud Battalion.
It's kind of standard, and the reason is if that LED board fries or fails, you can unplug it and put an 1157 in the socket, and you're on your way.
Yeah.
But
well, with this, it
I'm of the
completely
mind the LED isn't going
replaces.
to fail.
If this blows out, he's got no tail light because it's a complete unit. There's nothing left that's original. It's a whole replacement unit.
That could be bad.
I was going to say actually, if the LED board went out, I could unplug it and put a bulb in. But if I put the bulb in the housing, it would be behind the LED board, so you might get some shadow lighting. Maybe it'd be better than nothing.
Yeah, no, this is a completely different animal. There's nothing here other than the bolt pattern.
Right.
There's nothing stock here at all. It's a billet, trim plate outside, and then it's their computer printed LED housing. But they did the same thing where they take an 1157 bulb and pull it out of the socket.
Yeah.
And then wire in the three wires, the ground.
It's easy.
Knots. But what I did, we're doing this whole custom harness. For me to do that, I would have had their pigtail into a stock, light bulb socket, and then connected into the harness. And I'm like, to me, that looks like having a wall wart type of power supply. It just doesn't look right, So I just went all the way down to the socket as far down as I could go with my clippers and went clip, clip, clip. And then what I did was I just put a weather pack, a triple weather pack connector on the wires coming out. Now the stuff from American Auto Wire, the whole wiring harness that goes in the trunk is about 8 to 10 feet too long. So you lay out your wires and you cut them and you put on whatever ends you got to put on. If it was stock, you would wire the sockets that they give you to, the pigtail sockets to the harness. So since I'm doing it all custom, I put a weather pack on the two lights and a weather pack on a harness. So if he has to he's going to have to take these lights out when he does the body work and paint. So now all he's got to do is just unplug the weather pack connector, unscrew the bolts, and pull the whole light assembly right out of the car. And it looks neat and clean, Right. This weekend I will have the whole trunk completely finished which will be tail lights. He's going to put the SS backup lights, which go down in the lower valance. There's nothing there right now. I'm just going to leave him an extra long wire. License plate frame light. Sending unit for the gas gauge.
That's a brown wire.
And the ground wire, that's all taken care of. And then on the other side of the car, coming from the firewall, will be the energized wire that goes to the fuel pump, because that's controlled by the Holley system.
Right.
So that's real good. So I have on the gas tank, I have a 4-conductor weather pack, which is hot and ground for the fuel pump, hot and ground for the sender, for the fuel sender. So I'll put a grommet in the trunk floor all the way up by the bulkhead, and then run that wire harness up through the floor, and then whatever has to connect to that will connect.
Actually, the way that works is the gas gauge gets the 12 volts. The sender is just the resistor wire. That's the actual. Right. That's you could call it a feed wire. That's that wire the gauge will read the resistance through that wire. But same idea. You get all 4 and Very
Hey,
cool.
Keith.
How's it going,
Hey,
guys?
Keith.
What's happening?
Hey, I got a project for you.
Uh-oh.
My front license plate, I have the Donnell Ford license plate on there. I wanna switch it out with a custom.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you.
I need a custom. Something with Plan in Traffic. Maybe my logo.
All right. We could do that.
Cool.
You need me to bring the plate,
Plan
or
with
do you have
Um, Yeah,
plates?
I don't have any material. Go down to Star Surplus and get some metal, kind of nice one. Don't use plastic or nothing.
No.
Get some
I was just-
aluminum. Or something
I
like
was just
that.
thinking of plastic plate, but if you want to do aluminum, we can go that way.
Don't hit the curbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't lower it yet. It's coming though. So Ray, my motor is in transit to Terry. So
Oh, good.
The LS should be there maybe tomorrow or Saturday.
I just shipped that.
They shipped it. Let's see. Hold on. I'll tell you who shipped it. I mean, what company? Maybe.
If you need to ship stuff that's heavy and really need a good price, you know that hardware company Fastenal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a shipping end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
Ship it
can
all?
ship through them. Trying to think of what the name is.
Not ship it all?
No, it's like something like Fastenal.
Well, ship it all is kind of like Fastenal.
I shipped when I had a whole bunch of pro stock stuff that I was selling. I shipped a complete untouched GM DRC E3 block, which was straight from the foundry. The block alone weighs about 300 pounds.
Wow.
It's unbored. It just has a rough boring in it. Even the lifter bores, they're not even in there yet. There's
Wow.
like dimples where the lifters are gonna go.
How did you get that?
I got a whole bunch of stuff from Victor Cagnazzi.
Okay.
Pro stock blocks, pro stock heads. All when he was getting out of pro stock,
Yeah.
he gave me a whole bunch of stuff to resell, to put funds in for the half breed deal. And he was bowing out of pro stock, and he had all this stuff that GM gave him. So he's
Wow.
like, dude, sell this stuff. So he
Nice.
gave me like six sets of heads. That was like $30,000 worth of heads. You know? Blocks.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
I have a bunch of stuff
Crazy.
that I'm gonna put up for sale still that I got from him that I haven't done yet. Like I have 4 of the big MSD digital electronic ignition systems.
7AL?
No. These are like 12s or something.
Oh, geez. I didn't know that.
Digital 12s or digital 10s.
Wow.
They're all programmable. I have a bunch of those. I've seen them used for like $500-600 used.
Wow.
I have a whole slew of things. I have dry sump stuff. I was thinking about maybe putting a dry sump on my motor.
You don't have any turbos laying around, do you?
No, if I had turbos laying around, I would seriously do a turbo motor because you don't have to run an exhaust system. The
Yeah.
turbo quiets them down. It would be so much easier for me to build my car and run the turbo outlets, out of the fender.
Mhm.
And you don't need mufflers because the turbo just kills the noise completely. Very manageable on the street, but no
Speaking of
such
guys
luck.
like Cagnazzi, my phone goes off yesterday. It's
Yeah.
Billy Lynch. I'm like, whoa, Billy. It's
Yeah.
like I haven't talked to him in about a year or so. So he's doing good. He's doing well.
That's awesome. Yeah, so I shipped a pallet that had a block, 4 heads, 2 sheet metal manifolds, and a bunch of other stuff. And it was literally like 1,300 pounds on a pallet.
Yeah.
And I shipped it to Washington State for $210.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man.
That's crazy.
And I'm going to the turntable to Ohio and it cost me $45.
Yeah.
The hardware company, Fastenal, has tractor trailers that are traversing the nation.
Oh, they're running empty one way. Yeah.
So they do less than load.
Hmm.
And you just get in touch with them, and you bring it to one of the centers, and then they weigh it, and they forklift it. It may take 14 days to get to its destination because it's going on various trucks. It may go from where you are to a loading dock in Pennsylvania and sit there for 5 or 6 days before it then heads on out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like the cheapest way to ship stuff. And it's guaranteed. As long as it's on a pallet and strapped down, it's guaranteed.
You know where else you can ship? Is Greyhound.
Greyhound, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You can ship bumpers, hoods. I mean, all kind of stuff, big stuff.
They stick it under the bus.
Under the bus, underneath.
Yep,
Yeah.
all kind of weird stuff. Because when I'm at the bus station, the Greyhound comes in, and they're pulling out bumpers and fenders, and it's all kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's good to know.
That's really good to know. A lot of people use that.
I got to ask you a question that I heard twice. Do you still have the Adam West drawings available?
Yeah, a matter of fact, I made prints of them. So I have the original, and I have the prints.
Ah.
Oh yeah, I'm doing prints. So I'm doing 50 prints, and I'm numbering them all, signing numbering them all, and they're $50 shipped.
Right. How would someone get in touch with you about that? I was telling my buddy who's a huge fan, and I told him I would find out.
Well, you can go to Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Keith Sturgeon, or go to Skeeter's Graphics on Facebook.
Right.
I got a little website, a little site there. I'm in the process. Well, I've been in the process for a year trying to. Yeah, okay, Lewis, thanks.
I'm waiting.
But I'm trying to put a website together because they're starting to get a little more popular. People, I got 2 pieces I sent to Scotland.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So I got some going that way. So I just finished this one up, and I'm working on I got another one. I don't want to say who it is yet, but
okay,
it's going to be different. It's going to be kind of cool. I think it's going to be black and white though. I love doing the black and white.
Yeah. What size are the prints?
20 by 16. Same
16
as
by
the
20.
clip.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right.
I did that purposely so you could pop it in a frame without getting a custom frame, and it'll go right into a standard frame.
Right.
And the canvas you don't have to frame; you can hang it on a wall as it is. But with the print, and I ship it rolled up in a tube. So.
Right.
Yeah, you really got to see them in person, man. They're really nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, they're. I don't know if Adam West. I think he's sleeping. Right. I think he's in the back cave right now. I'm trying to see where it's at. I don't see it setting out anywhere.
He was on emergency yesterday, so those guys always made the rounds, between shows and
Yeah,
cool
it
stuff.
was pretty cool the way I decided to do him. I was watching one of his documentaries about him, and I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool one. So I just went on the internet to find a really cool picture that I liked.
He's got he had a good face.
He did.
A rugged jaw, the eyes was cut nice. He had a good face.
He actually wasn't a bad actor either. I mean, he was pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, of course he got typecast, but he did a lot of other stuff.
Right. Yeah. Oh, he did a lot of stuff prior to Batman.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing how much stuff he actually did before that.
Right.
And Batman put him over the top, though. That was the one that really got his name out there.
It was such a campy show.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, I'm trying to get a YouTube guy. It's one of Terry's friends. He's an LS guy. What's his name? Hold on one second. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll find out.
The guy that's up there, just right by Terry.
No, he's in California. Robert Hastings, I think.
Okay.
But he tests all the LS stuff. He buys turbos or superchargers, puts them on. and he found some turbos on eBay that are you can buy a whole kit for.
I saw that video.
Yeah, you can buy a whole kit for like $1,200, twin turbos.
Yeah, eBay turbos was a whole thing about eBay turbos.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
I've
China
seen stuff like that on YouTube. Yeah, from China, right?
Yeah. I don't know how long they'll last.
I mean, how do they have the market on turbos? I don't, what are they like? They turbocharge the wok over there. What the hell are they? What gives them the market? I don't understand it.
well, you know,
They just reverse engineer. All they got to do is buy one piece.
Because I saw
They
used
take it back and they take it apart,
yeah,
and
exactly.
they're like, "Well, how can we make this cheaper?"
right.
Richard Holden is
They
his name.
flood the
Holden.
market.
Well, that's the thing. We're the innovators and they're the imitators. They always have been.
Yeah, we're the innovators, but we're no longer the creators. We are the buyers.
Well, yeah.
We're a lazy nation.
Right. Exactly.
So
All we are is consumers. We don't produce.
right.
The only
So-
thing we're producing is chickens and vegetables. And then social media,
All right,
they're
all right.
doing
All
a
right,
huge job of just producing bull.
All right. So now that you covered like the population, what else are we producing? Like what kind of marketable product?
I don't
That's
know.
like half the freaking teenagers I know.
Yeah.
Chickens and
Oh,
vegetables.
what else? Who the hell knows? We don't really produce much of anything.
Oh, we make rubber. I know we make rubber.
Cars and trucks. But,
you should be
where
out,
the parts coming from?
at those ages, you'd be out in the park, and next thing you know, you'd be like rolling around, you'd be rumbling with somebody, there'd be a little bit of a fight. These days, kids oh no, no, oh, he hit me. Like, yeah.
Suing you and all kind of mess. I've gotten fights with people, man, and I'm good friends with them now. We beat each other half to death back when we were younger. Now I'm good friends with them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the days of dodgeball in gym.
Yeah. Oh, they banned that. That's totally
That's
banned.
banned. Yeah, that's too
Yeah,
violent.
Yeah, no.
There's a whole generation that just does not understand what life is all about.
Well, what life was about. I caught a video on YouTube last night. It was like it's like the 10 things that boomers. They used a word, like the 10 horrible things, whatever that boomers embraced. And I'm watching it. I'm like, yeah, I got that one. Oh yeah, that's my wife. And and I'm like, so what? It's like, yeah, so we had Encyclopedia Britannica. That's what we had. We didn't have the fucking internet. We had to use a book. And you had four of them open to do one damn book report. That's the way it was. And we had dial phones. At least we had a phone. Like, I want to grab the guy who made the video because he's probably 28 and just strangle him with the cord of that phone for a few minutes. But,
Hey, what kills me is when they show the pictures of kids that didn't have helmets on and no knee pads. Dude, you know how jacked up I used to get on bikes and go-karts and stuff?
Oh yeah.
I made it.
Set up and jump. You used
Yeah.
to jump over ditches and stuff and hope you made it across.
Listen, ramps with nails sticking up.
yeah. Yeah.
These
Yeah.
kids are soft,
You're not
boy.
on the other side.
Yeah.
We used to build go-karts.
Yeah.
Wood.
There you go.
Yeah.
2x4s with a milk crate.
Right? 2x4s, milk crate,
And you
and
stand with your feet.
me and my friend, we didn't have the money to get an axle, so we took the wheels and we just hammered 10 nails
Into it. Yeah.
into the hole. So it would last for a little while, then all of a sudden it would do this.
Yeah. You camber out.
Couldn't
See, we used to
realize
take
why it wasn't a real smooth spin either. It was
Right.
what's on
Well,
there?
we had the good ones that actually had a bearing.
we
Well,
would
listen,
take wheels off of
Just
baby
like
carriage.
the shopping carts.
We would
Yeah.
take the white rubber wheels off a baby carriage and take the
Yeah.
axle with it. But then, to mount the axle to the 2x4,
Or you bend the nail.
Two
you would
nails.
send the nails over both ways, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that.
Oh, man.
And then you had rope for steering, clothesline.
Exactly. See, we had a kid. It was like I was just like I said, we haven't had internet and TV shit. So my younger daughter, I had her. She said something one night at dinner. She said something about an artichoke. And I said, may choke Artie, but I ain't gonna choke Stymie. And she's like, what? I'm like, Let me tell you where that came from. It's a line from the Little Rascals. I got the box set. I said, tomorrow we'll watch it. We watched 10 episodes in a row, right?
Yeah.
And she was loving it. She says, hey, you know what? I said, yeah, people claim this was a racist show. She goes, but Dad, the black kid is like the star of the show. I'm like, yeah, he is. It's like they were all poor. They all played together. It's like, people, they confound, they confound stuff. But anyway, we're talking about the go-karts because we watched the one with the fire truck and all. I told her how, we used to do that. And we had a kid who lived 2 blocks away, and his father was a surgeon. So when we built mini bikes out of lawnmower engines, he comes up with like a Honda 90. Like we built our go-karts out of 2x4s. He comes up with a go-kart with a body, just like the Little Rascals, like the rich kid, right? Yeah. So we had to beat him at all costs. And on my stupid go-kart, we put like some kind of spinner on the wheel. And I would drive it, go down the hill. So I lived on a hill, and I, nudge into him like James Bond to take him out with the spinner. I took his wheel off the.
Could you imagine?
Like
Ben Burr doing that today, man, they'd have you in prison.
Exactly.
I remember one go-kart that me and my friends built. Did you ever see there's crates that I think like oranges come in where it's not a solid crate, it's slats with wire.
Yeah, and a wire held the lid on it. And,
right.
Yep.
So we built this whole frame, and then we stood up a couple of 2x4s like in the dashboard area and then behind the seat. And then we took that crate and opened it up and then attached it to the 2x4s.
Oh, cool.
Down. So we had gull wing doors.
Nice. Nice. Wow, I never saw that.
Big pimping.
Yeah. Some of the slats out on the side, so you had side windows.
Right.
There was nothing in the front and nothing in the back, but you had gull wing doors.
That's cool.
It was totally cool. But they only lasted a few openings and closings because then the galvanized wire would snap.
Right.
So, but it was cool. They were really cool.
One of the guys in my car club has one of the Chinese turbos. Says it's working so far pretty good.
Yeah. I bet they'll work for a while.
Yeah.
The whole
thing it's going to be rolling slow until somebody wants to act up. You know what I mean?
You got to put peanut oil in it, I think, to lube it.
Yeah, lube it up. Yeah, she's going to be a slow mover until I got to get in it.
Turbo for you're like my co-host Chris. It's like low and slow. He was always the caddy guy. He said he would tune the engine and turn the idle down because he wanted to see on the belt. He wanted to see the word Gates as it went around. I'm telling you, my car idles at like 1,200 and it lopes.
Listen, my car club's gonna kick me out of the club if I don't get up over 500 horse. I'm telling you, man, my boys ain't playing. These dudes. I think the broke down car's got 500 horse.
Yeah, but you don't need to cruise low and slow though. You just need to motor on down the road.
You never know when somebody want to act up at the light. You got to get in them.
Yeah, with those 13-inch tires though, you're going to be throwing out there for stopping.
I'm going 15 so I can put some brakes on it.
Okay. Good.
I was looking at Facebook Marketplace and there's a guy selling 15.7 true wires.
Yeah.
Gold plated.
Wow.
Yeah. He was selling them?
Yeah, he was selling them.
Yeah.
You're a couple years too late.
He was like 13s or 14s or something.
You're a couple years too late, Lewis, because my buddy Mike at the shop, he has a Bugatti. And the Bugatti is a Barris creation. I think it started as a Lincoln, and they kind of put like Rolls Royce-ish kind of stuff on it. And they just tarted it up a lot. It's black and white, two-tone with the big round fly lights, like Superfly stuff.
Those really huge ones.
Yeah. And he was looking for a set of true spokes for it. And I said to him, I got 6 of them. He's like, what? I'm like, I got 6 true spokes. And I brought them over to him. They needed a lot of cleaning up. And, he said, what do you want from him? He was helping me out with the car. I said, look, just take them. I said, I'm donating them to your project. I said, because they're sitting here. I'm never going to get rid of them. So I gave them to him. I said, and he cleaned up, put them on the car, and they look perfect. They're not gold plated, they're chrome, but those thick wires, man. That's cool.
I found some off a Corvette, a 70. I think the guy told me 72 or 73 Corvette, and they're pretty pitted. But I'm gonna blast them down, and I'm gonna engrave them, and then have them recone.
Before you go any further, the Corvette is a 5 on 4 3/4 bolt pattern, and the Caddy should be a 5 on 5 or
I
5
better
by
check, huh?
5 by 120 millimeters. So if you want to use an adapter, look into that. Otherwise, you may want to find different rims.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use an adapter for sure. That's dangerous.
The Corvette's a smaller, it's the regular GM bolt pattern. Same as on John's car and on mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out tomorrow. Matter of fact.
Yeah.
I got them real cheap. I had to get them out. He had them on the internet, and I went and looked at them. I was like, oh man, these things are in bad shape. In my mind, I was thinking I'm gonna blast them down anyway and engrave them.
Right.
So he's like, oh man, he goes, I just need them out of the garage. He goes, take them, $100. I grabbed them out.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah. So even if they don't fit, I don't know. I'll use them for a doorstop or something.
Hose
So-
reel.
Yeah, the hose reel. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Oh, John, speaking of tires, I need rear tires for my car. I got M&H Race Masters on there now, and they're 275/50 17s. There's like 2 tires that come up. There's a what the hell is it? I was at the tire shop yesterday. I get Nitto. Nitto makes one for like $159 a tire, and then M&H Race Master.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it's a 28-inch tall tire. I was thinking of maybe going to a 26-inch. But I was wondering when they rate like the drag tires, like 30 by, how does that equate to like the regular numbering system, like 275, 50, 17?
You need to find a chart
Okay.
on the tire. 'Cause
Like a Mickey Thompson or something?
a lot of the performance tires, like the bias ply stuff that we would use, like a Pro Street or a Slick, they're telling you what it is. If they tell you, like me, I run 33.5, 17, 15. It's 33.5 inches tall,
Okay.
about 10 or 12 pounds. It's got 17 inches of tread,
Okay.
15, 14 or 15, 14 wheel. It's literally 24 inches sidewall to sidewall.
Yeah, that's way too big for what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking about a car with a narrow rear.
Right.
So they're going to give you pretty exacting numbers. What the diameter is what's on the tire. What your width is going to be your tread width, not your sidewall to sidewall.
Right.
But a lot of the charts, like Hoosier and Goodyear, Mickey Thompson, when you look at the chart, they tell you section width, tread width, all of that.
Yeah,
So-
I found all that on M&H's site. For
Somebody that has a chart that'll break down a letter tire. Like
Right.
I couldn't tell you how wide an N50 15 is.
It's
I
pretty
just know
wide. That's probably about,
Yeah.
that's going to be like 13 or 14 inches. I have a set outside. I know they're
Yeah.
pretty big. Yeah, they're pretty big.
Yeah. So it's a matter of, if you have the tire, measure it yourself. That's pretty easy to do.
Well, the 275 is 275 millimeters. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
beauty of
You just need to convert.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when they say 275, are they talking sidewall to sidewall overall width, or are they talking tread?
I think they're talking tread. Yes, I know it's on a 10-inch rim. Yeah, I know. I did see it on M&H's side. I wrote it all down. I don't remember. I have it upstairs. But I got to try and find tires for this thing now. And I really don't want to go. Like I said, they're 28s, and they fill the well real nice. They look good. They just fill out.
28 is a good tire on a street car with a stock wheel well.
Hey Ray, that paint job looks really nice.
Yeah, that
You
car
need-
looks sweet.
You need to show a full picture of it though. You don't like show half of
It's still in the shop on the lift, so it's like
it.
I can only get
I'm like,
so-
where's the rest of the car?
I did bring it home a couple weeks ago, and I took a few shots, but they were a little wider. Well, now that I've been putting the stainless on it, I found this polishing guy I paid to have a lot of stuff done a couple of years ago, and the guy did it after work, and it was cash and all. And of course, I got it back wrapped up. I didn't unwrap it because I didn't want to scratch it. And now I'm opening it up, and I'm like, yeah, this stuff has to be redone. So I'm paying to do it again from a guy who really knows what he's doing. I put the belt line molding on the doors last week.
Nice.
And then I went to put the drip rail on, and that was done by the old guy. And they're only like 2 feet apart. And I said,
Nice day.
I can't put the drip rail that goes across the windows on this belt line. So I took it all off, brought it out to the polisher again, and said, Do it. Do it. It's
Wow.
only money. You got to do it. It's it's the jewelry on the paint, and it is coming
Yeah.
along very nice. It's
Yeah,
looking
it looks
really
good.
How'd that paint holding up? How'd that turn out for you? Your,
on the headlights, so far so good. It's because I prepped it and all. Now I'm going to do the rear panel because the rear panel is finned as well. I'm going to use the same Rust-Oleum,
Right.
Because I'll trim a brush to fit. It's almost about a 1/4 inch, so it'll be easy to do. I like doing stuff like that. It's that nice, that tedious kind of stuff. That's like I put the right music on, I get my beverage of choice, and light a cigar, and I'll sit there in the garage and just.
That's it. That's like therapy.
Definitely.
A lot of people don't understand that.
But Keith, the thing I want to what I was talking about with the stripe, and I got some pictures I can send you. What I wanted to do was the car is that gold color.
right.
But my drum set is a vintage Ludwig gold sparkle, which is brighter. And what I was thinking of, I was going to do just a regular little double pinstripe down the side of the car. And I found another car that a guy did the same thing. He just made the pinstripes wider and filled the gap with another color.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was thinking of filling that gap with the gold sparkle, and the black would actually separate it. I just don't know how that's going to. It's almost like color on, even though they're different colors. And I
Yeah.
don't know how I would mix that color.
Depends on how heavy the flake is that you're putting in between it. I mean, it
It's pretty heavy.
could be the same exact color, but if you got a different size flake opposed to the
Yes.
other,
Yeah,
it's
son of-
much color,
Yeah,
you know.
The flake on a drum kit's pretty big.
it's pretty big. Yeah.
It's probably close to the same size that you see on those really, really fast bass boats when you go to Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
anything from the 60s.
60s style.
Oh yeah.
flake.
60s,
Real-
they
pretty
love the
heavy.
big flake with the old
yeah.
helmet.
It takes the right kind of gun to move
It's
that.
like he took the gun and
Yeah.
just drilled it out. It was like an undercoat gun. Just-
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing on
Yeah.
my roof. I'm doing the
That
big
shit
splits on the
gun.
roof.
yeah, that's gonna look great.
Yeah, they usually put ball bearings in a paint gun or a propeller inside there to keep
Right.
the flake float.
That's what my
Yeah.
buddy Bobby used to do. He would put a couple of ball bearings in there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep it moving around. But that was in the days before you had the cup on top of the gun.
HVLP. Yeah.
Gravity.
Mm.
They have Big
There you go,
Daddy
Ray.
Ed
All right.
Roth does that out in California. He's got a special gun that he
not-
uses that you could buy.
Not seeing that, Lewis. I'm seeing your phone. We didn't see the.
Yeah, it's showing reflect. Wait a minute. Oh, that's
Yeah,
why.
that wall was all reflection.
I went black.
Yeah, your pictures usually come through great.
Uh-oh.
So I put the
Oh.
door on under the. See, you
This
can't see the
is
song,
fantastic. Yeah.
but there's the drawers. And hold on.
Let me tell you, this guy's a cabinet maker. He's doing some
I know.
woodwork. Gorgeous. Very, very nice.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fine.
Wait a minute. Look what I did inside the drawer.
Did you? Oh, cool.
Oh, look at that.
Everything's gonna have its own place.
Perfect.
Well, will it end up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it will because I got limited space. So if I look in there and I don't see something, I know it's somewhere on the floor.
That's
Yeah,
why I
yeah.
have these wrench rails and socket rails on all my tools, so I know. Okay, hey, that one's missing. Where is it?
Yeah. It's
See, that's the
inventory
problem.
control.
That's the thing I love about. Yeah, inventory control is right. The more I hang
So
out,
maybe-
the more I hang out with more guys who do stuff like this, the more inadequate I realize my life really is.
No,
You know?
listen, you're the electronic guy.
Ah.
You're in a whole different ship.
I make a good sandwich though, man. I had a good sandwich for. I was thinking of you today, John. I'm laying it on a fucking Dagwood sandwich. Like, oh, this is gonna be good.
I didn't have lunch today.
I usually don't, but I was home, so I got hungry. So
I did a lot of driving today.
no popsicle. My 10 millimeter is not missing. I actually, the only tool I've lost recently was one of my Torx bits. That's why I bought a new set from Brian because I lost. I'm working on my wife's car. It was a Matco screwdriver that caused that loss. It's got such a strong magnet. I was picking up the little screwdriver, picked the Torx bit up off the radiator rail, and as I moved the screwdriver, the Torx bit
You hit it.
flew off and went ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding. I never found it.
Yep.
Brand new. First time I was using it.
So here's what we need to do. We need to buy 10 millimeter sockets, different sizes, make a kit, and sell them on Amazon.
I've seen it. I've seen it already. Yeah. And Brian does that. He walks through the shop with little bags of 10 millimeters, like the drug dealer. Instead of a bag of weed, you got a bag of 10.
Crack.
Everybody loses it. Well, you use it on everything, you know.
It's unbelievable, man. Every time you're like, "Where's the 10 millimeter?"
Yeah.
I'm so glad I don't have anything metric on the cars I work on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got to have
That's
something
crazy.
on your truck.
Huh?
Or something.
I got
Oh,
another
yeah, work on that.
That's a full
Yeah.
warranty, bumper to bumper. If I got a problem, I bring it back to GMC.
No,
Right.
yeah, I got metric stuff. That's for sure. And now, anything you do, even in the house, you want to take a piece of equipment apart, you got to have metric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that's the question. Okay, you know, Brian's probably a better guy to ask this, but you know, you set up your toolbox, and I always set up. Of course, I have the American wrench drawer and a metric wrench drawer, American socket, metric socket, ratchets are generic, no matter. But what do you do with the Torx? Because there's Torx and there's e-Torx, but they're not American or metric. So
I have one drawer for all the torque stuff and another drawer for like Allen keys.
okay.
I
So I
keep
put my Allen keys into wrenches just because
Yeah.
they fit in the drawer.
I have a drawer that's nothing but Allen keys, American and metric, and then I have another drawer that's just hex bits, Torx bits. It's all in one
That's
drawer.
the other thing. Then you get, you know, I love using hex bits on the driver. You know, I put them on. You know, so you got, but at least that you can put the metric with the metric stuff and the American with the American. But those Torx, it's like, hey, where the hell are these things supposed to go? They're neither. You know, they're neither metric or American.
Yeah.
Papa Squirrel, I think somebody gave me one of those 10 millimeters at SEMA last year.
Okay. Yeah,
And I got a wrench. I got a small wrench that had the ratchet on one side, and it was 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. You know, now speaking of drivers, now you got square and you got like, is it double or triple square? There's a couple of them.
Like a star.
Almost, yeah. It kind of looks like a Torx because it's just a couple of overlapped squares. I think it's a triple square. Yeah.
They're trying to make
I have those square drives and that other. I keep those on a clip thing in the socket drawer.
Right.
Anything that you can put on a ratchet goes in the socket drawer.
Okay.
And I keep my American and metric stuff separate.
Yeah.
But
So I think
it's I don't know. I've had my toolbox since, let's see, like 87. The same big Maximizer toolbox. And
probably heavy as
every
dirt.
time I need to go get something, I have to open up like 5 drawers.
I know, right? I know.
I'm like, which drawer is that?
There was a guy who said, yeah, I've had this toolbox for 30 years. I still open the wrong. And I do. We all do that. And God forbid I move something to a better place that makes sense because I end up putting it back where it was. Because I had a reamer, right? A 1/2-inch tapered reamer. I used to have it on the hanging on the pegboard on the wall. And it was there for years. And you don't use it that often. And then one day I said, hey, you know what? This should go with I was using it. I said, this should go with like the drill bits. And I have a couple different reaming attachments and tools to clean out, you know, to deburr stuff. I said, this should go with that stuff. And that's where I put it. And then a number of months later, I went to use it again, and I go to the pegboard. It wasn't there. Like,
Couldn't find it.
there's no one else in it. So I know no one took it. I'm like, where the and then I had to really think. I couldn't. And then I finally, after rummaging through the box and finding it, I'm like, all right, it goes right back on the wall where I know I'm going to find it next time I look for it.
Look who's on TV now.
Oh, I know. My wife's watching that. Yeah. On her phone because we don't have TV right now.
So I should have my shop up and running.
See?
Hopefully the first week of next month.
That's nice.
I have some guys that are ready to hang me because I didn't get the leather stuff done yet. So I gotta get
that stuff.
I
is
gotta get
beautiful. How are you going to finish it? What's the finishing
well.
color?
The bottom half is going to be blue, same color as my cabinets in the kitchen, and then the
Right.
top half I'm gonna epoxy, not epoxy. What do you call it? I don't know what the name of the stuff is, but it'll be still wood, but with a coating over it.
Oh yeah, the polyurethane.
Polyurethane thing. Yeah,
Polyurethane, yeah.
yeah. So that'll be the top.
See,
So I got
John,
my.
see what happened, John? You touched it, and you got bounced. See,
Yep.
same thing happened to me.
I have no idea why that happens. I didn't even do anything.
That's how I got bounced before I touched the freaking thing, and it was like,
Yeah.
gone.
I flipped the camera and then I go to put it back. Oh, I know what it is. My camera, I'm not using the camera. The camera that's built into this laptop is a piece of shit.
Mm.
So I have an external camera, but my laptop is a touch screen.
Oh,
So the camera clips on the rim.
yeah.
If I lean on it, it hits the touch screen, and then what it does is it kicks me. It's like hitting the back button,
Okay.
and it'll take me to a whole nother screen,
Right.
and then I got to go back,
Got
and then the video reloads. That's what it is, because I got a touch screen computer,
Okay.
so I need to. I should probably shut off on a Windows 10 laptop. Can you shut off the touch screen
You
feature?
probably can. There's
Yeah,
probably
I'm sure you
a setting
can.
for it. Go into settings and look for display.
Yeah, I never use it as a touch screen. I'm a mouse guy. I got to have a mouse.
Me too.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't even use the pad. I hate a laptop pad.
Oh, me too. I do not like. I used to plug a keyboard into the laptop just to use an old school keyboard.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah, this has very flat keys.
I don't
and
like
it's,
those.
it's a weird positioning of your hands to make it work.
Yeah,
I like a full size keyboard myself, but I figure out how to make it work.
got to grow your fingernails.
Yeah, right.
Louis, are you gonna post pictures of that furniture so everybody can share in your craftsmanship?
Yeah, as soon as I get the top done, I got an on-board air compressor.
Okay.
And I'm I bought one of those things you pull from the ceiling, the hose.
A real
Track-
yeah.
So it's going inside. So one side you'll be able to, snatch it out.
Nice.
I don't even have that.
Oh yeah, man, I'm going on. Listen, I'm building it, so I might as well build it the way I need it.
Those overhead hose reels, they're not cheap.
No, I got
found
one
them-
that came out of Kennedy Airport in my garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it for $59.
Where?
It was a place here that sells. They sell like
Garage?
paint equipment and air equipment, and I was in there looking for a sprayer because I want to paint my garage, and I seen it there, and I'm like, man, I've been looking at these. They're like $100, $150,
Yeah,
and it was like $49. So, man, I grabbed it and ran out before he figured out that it was too cheap.
Harbor Freight has a couple. I'd stay away from the real cheap one, but if you go up like around 49, or if you approach the $100 mark at Harbor Freight, you can get a fairly decent hose reel.
Yeah.
This one is that the brand that they sell at Walmart, the air compressors C something.
Campbell Housefield.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I grabbed it and ran out of there before he figured that he marked it wrong or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
got a wand.
Oh, what was that?
Forgot
Keith?
a wand in front
Oh,
Yeah.
on the
yeah,
post.
right. Oops. Wow.
So yeah, hopefully I'll have it have had the shop all put together in a couple weeks, 2 weeks. I'm gonna try it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
You and
let's
John
see.
will be racing to the finish line here with the car in the shop.
Yeah. I gotta get the leather done, man. I got a guy's interior I gotta do. I got some purses. Man, these women they get kind of mad when you don't get their purse done.
Yeah.
Well,
So the guy.
yeah, I gotta get with it.
Well, I'll be posting some video on and some posts on the stuff that's going on the Camaro, and then definitely a video of it when I fire it up for the first time,
Yeah.
and then the video as it gets loaded in the trailer and leaves.
Bye.
Yeah. Then I'll have then I can rearrange the garage and start building a real race car.
Then as the Trans Am goes into the middle and gets settled, that's what we want to see. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make sure I set up cameras as I cut away the chassis and I get to that last cut with the torch. And
Yeah.
the whole thing just goes boom, drops right out of the car. And then I got to call, see if somebody wants to buy that for, I don't know, $100 or so, or just call Scrap Guy.
Scrap metal, yeah.
Yeah, come get it. So it's going to be a full chassis front to back. I'm going to drop out in one hit.
Now, are you building a chassis or are you buying one?
No, I'm building it.
Yeah.
Chassis John,
Yeah.
man, come on.
I got a tubing. I got a brand new hydraulic tubing bender that has never been turned on.
Oh, yeah.
I got all the shoes. I got all of that stuff.
That
So
and the margarita machine.
yeah, I got that.
Never
So,
been
I mean,
turned
Yeah.
Just
on.
keep them separate. Keep the margarita machine out back.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
bring it into the garage.
I'll be kinking the roll cage tubes and bending all of the laterals and all of the diagonals and all of that other stuff. I got the machine to put the notches into the tubing so they
That's
fit.
great. That's
Cool.
a great invention. Yeah, that notching jig. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you gotta have that. I used to have a really good expensive one at the chassis shop. It used side cutting end mills.
Oh, nice.
Oh, this thing was like $5,000.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a gear reduction. It's like a 3 horsepower motor, but it's got a gear reduction on it, so it slows it down to the right speed. And then you put these hog mills in, and then it's got a rotating XY vise.
Right.
So you figure out what degree you need to cut. You put in the right bit, and then you turn this thing on, and you turn a handle like when you're standing at a lathe,
Right. Right.
and it just drives the tube into the side of the cutter.
Yeah.
You get these like butter cuts, and it was unbelievable. You couldn't even pick at with your fingernail. If you got the degree right when you made that notch, you laid one tube on top of another, it was almost airtight.
Yeah, as long as that cutter is sharp. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know a guy that's in the chat room right now that needs a roll cage.
Oh,
I'm not saying no name.
Who that?
My man running low nines with no roll cage.
Who's that?
Yo. He's in my car club. He got the big comfy couch.
How's he running low nines and not getting kicked out of the track?
Yeah. They are kicking him out. Yeah. It's a 84 Caprice Classic 2-door.
Wow.
It's
Nice.
a monster, man. Yeah. I've been telling him, man, come on, let's do your roll cage because I want to see him live for a little bit longer.
Oh yeah. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's a beast. I'm telling you, everybody in my car club, man, they got monsters. Yep. Only reason they let me in because Lou was with me.
Oh, I have my DVR set to like record different shows, and one of them that it records is Roadkill Garage. I mean, what is it? Roadkill.
Roadkill. Yeah.
And I have it set up that it like records like 10 minutes past. Sometimes stuff gets shifted. So I'm watching this episode of Roadkill, and then it ends, and on comes Lou's old show,
Oh,
Perfect.
cool.
but it's the new version.
Oh no.
The new guys.
Who is that dude?
Ugh, forget
He
about
was-
it.
He was hopping around. They had like some hot rod.
Like he's jacked. Yeah.
He's hopping around, and he's like all jacked up, and I'm like, what kind of fucking drugs is this dude on? I could not stop watching this over enthusiastic
Really.
imbecile.
I have no problem hitting the button and going to like.
I let it run the 10 minutes. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I saw
I
it.
texted Lou. He never answered me back. I guess he was
Yeah,
just
I know.
disgusted over it.
You know what?
Yeah, he's done with them.
I was just talking about that with a friend just yesterday, and I said everybody I've spoke to who's seen the new show has said the same. They always ask me like, "What the hell's going?" Like, "What the fuck do I know?" Like, it's not my show. I'm like, "Well, you know Lou." I'm like, "He didn't say nothing to me about it." I'm like, I don't know. Nobody that I know has. My brother from Florida sent me a text and said, "Hey, what's up with this show with these guys that replaced Lou?" I'm like, I don't know. Ask them.
Well, they figured that they could do without him. You know what I mean? And they're finding out.
What's Jared doing these days? Where's he at?
He's up in,
He's working on a show of his own. Back at the shop that he used to work for. That guy Troy.
Troy by
Oh, Troy Trepanier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
good,
he's
good.
up there in Indiana.
He's got a couple of episodes that are out.
Good.
It's on. It's kind of not YouTube. It's that other one, Vimeo.
And yep.
Yeah, and it's
he's
really
doing good.
good. It's actually really good because it's not scripted, and it's like you took the day off from work, and you're just hanging out,
Yeah.
listening and watching what they're doing.
Yeah, he's going to like flip
Together.
cars too.
Yeah, it's put together really, really well.
Yeah.
Really cool. So yeah, I subscribe to him and I wait for something to come up, but he hasn't put anything out in about a month or two.
Yeah, I think he's getting settled in up there.
Oh, he moved?
Yeah, he moved from Florida up to.
Damn, he used to live he was close to me here.
Yeah, he's up in I think it's Indiana.
Yeah.
Is that where?
He was living in Apollo Beach. I was kind of hoping we could hang out because I met him a couple of times at the Hard Rock Casino.
Mhm.
He was like, "Hey, what are you doing? Come on, man!" I was like, "Dude, we got to get out of my boat." He was like, "Oh, awesome!" So
Yeah, he's
now
good people.
He moved.
Yeah.
Well, him and his girls doing that show too. Finding cars, testing, test driving, looking for cars, flipping them.
Cool.
Yeah.
I caught some show last night because I actually bought an HD antenna to put on a TV because I don't have cable. So I pulled in a show. It's some blonde someone or other. It's her name. She goes by the name Blondie, and she's got an accent. I don't know where it's from. And she's
Supercars.
Yeah.
Supercar Blondie.
right. She was out in Vegas with that guy that was doing the show a couple of years ago at the Dodge dealership.
Oh, I remember that guy. I met him.
She did a show. She did a show with him. What the hell was his name? Damn it, Chop.
Yeah.
Chop. She's something else. I watched a couple episodes. She's got it going on, man. She's no joke. And Louis, she did the thing. She rolls in LA with the lowrider community, and I missed the first part of it. But these guys were saying how it was all gang territory, and all these different clubs were rival gangs that used to just beat the shit out of it and kill each other. But the cars were like color coded. One group had gold cars, other guys had green cars, other guys had blue cars. And they said back in the day, you couldn't put if a blue car got in between a gold car, that's it. It'd be like a war. And now these guys are a little older, they're cruising together, and they're putting spinners off the wheels that are like 24 inches. You see that?
You cut your leg off.
The lowrider thing was so cool because Lincolns and Caprices and like big cars, from the 80s and 90s. And now they're all just kind of into just hanging out and they're a little older, so they're looking not to kill each other anymore. And they said, yeah, this is kind of how we morphed our deal. So she was, hanging with them and cruising. It was pretty cool.
I'll tell you what, their technology has come up strong, man. Think about everything they do to them: the paint, the chrome, the engraving. Now they're into the motors.
The suspension to hold that when they bounce them around, that just blows my. The car folds in half.
That's
framework.
Yeah. But there was a guy. He was driving a big. I think it was a Lincoln, and he had the thing jacked up. But I think he was running they weren't 13s. They looked like they had to be 14s or 15s. I'm like, okay, he wanted some brakes on that car. It didn't look too bad. It didn't look too bad. It was okay.
That's cool.
But yeah, she gets into a lot of different stuff. That's the first time I saw her.
She's usually in the supercars though, like the real exotic.
Right.
I mean,
some crazy,
like one of a kind things.
Where is she from? Where's that accent?
I think she's from England.
Yeah.
England? Oh no, Australia. I'm sorry, she's from Australia.
Yeah.
I didn't look her up. I Googled her. They said that she collects these cars, but she doesn't keep any of them for any length of time. She buys them, drives them, sells them, and just buys something else. She's constantly flipping these high-end cars in her own collection.
Wow.
So, I guess she's got the do-re-mi. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
go ahead.
I was gonna say I got an 04 Impala.
Yeah, I got a 96
All
Impala.
right.
Hey, listen, you write a check, just get rid of it before the guy comes to get it next month.
I brought my Impala to Tire Town yesterday to get it inspected, and we run the drill. He does the thing. He hands me a sticker in the thing. He says, "Go do it." He says, "How many? What's the mileage?" I said, 22,922. No, 22. Yeah, 22,929. He looked at me. I'm like, yeah, you heard me right. 22,929. He goes, that's a 96, right? I was like, yes, it is. He's like, just shook his head. He's like, damn, you got to drive that car, bud. I'm like, yeah, I know I should.
I'll come drive it for you.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
Yeah.
96
It's nice.
Impala.
It is a good driving car. It really is. Yeah.
Very
Nice driving car.
I'll
Big.
tell you what, Terry's SS Trailblazer is coming out pretty nice. I'm starting to. That might be on the list pretty soon.
I saw he did
Oh,
some
yeah.
rear suspension stuff. He was doing some control arm work on YouTube. The
Yeah.
one thing I was actually able to get back on on the computer.
Yeah, when I was up there, man, I took his hood to him, and it looks good. Nice looking truck.
Right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to roll
All right, Keith.
Yes, sir.
past my bedtime.
Hey, I'll get with you sometime this week. Maybe bring a plate over.
Okay.
And let me know if there's any bike events coming up because I'm fiending.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing that I know of.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anything. So
If I hear anything, I'll let you know. Yeah, I'm gonna jump off too, guys. Hopefully, I got like 4 people lined up for the show, but their schedules are real funny. So once I get them locked down, we'll get them on.
All right. No problem.
Yep.
Yes,
And
Keith.
I talked to Tammy earlier, and she's gonna get us the information for what she's doing
Yeah.
down. Yeah, she's gonna get us all the information. So as soon as I get that out, we'll talk about it.
Very interested in that.
Yeah.
all right.
All right, people.
Tamco,
Tamco. She's having a class. She's having a class. SEMA
I'm
week.
jumping off because Trump's going to make his speech now, and he's going to ram Biden right in the butt.
All right, fellas. I'll
Catch
see you guys.
later.
All right, guys.
Take it easy.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
How do we do this here?
Yeah, I'll cut myself off here.
Yeah, I gotta remember how to shut her off. Right.
I'll put Brian in and stuff.
Okay. So I guess I'll hang. Phone connection's working, so. Oh no, full screen. Oh. Come on, Macro Man. Oh, good night, John Day. That's right, you were in there before. I forgot. Yo. See, I guess the rain stopped. Oh, rain stopped, but the lights are flickering. That's not good. Phone working yet? Nope. Phone's not working. Sure, the TV's not working. Hey, we got all the poppers.
Let's see how long this connection works.
Yeah.
Papa Squirrel, what's up, Ray?
Like I said, I'm running my computer off my cell phone tonight, so it can be done. It's called tethering. I learned a new thing this week.
We learned that we can use some of our other appliances to get onto the internet because our Verizon card, man, I'm burning up an awful lot of them.
Oh, we were going through our plan like crazy, and then we finally called the phone company, and I didn't have unlimited, but I do now. So the money we spend on this stuff is ridiculous. It's like it really is. You used to have a TV with rabbit ears. You got free free off-the-air signal. I mean, I think if the people, like the parents from that generation, from that age, could see. Well, I know. When my mom was around, I gave a little idea what I was paying for stuff. It was like, man, you pay a lot of money for this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know we do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Ugh.
Oh, I pay more in phone bills, and video things than I ever paid before. Hell, I could be buying a nice car every month for what I'm paying.
Right. Right. Oh yeah.
And part of it I have to have because of our business, but because there are no rent fairs going on anywhere,
Right.
I'm stuck for paying.
Sure. Brian, you got an upgrade from the basement, huh?
Yeah, I never made it down to the office yet.
They let you upstairs again. That's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I kept saying, man, I'm gonna go down, and never decided. So sitting up here in the kitchen,
Okay.
second place, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. Closer to the bedroom.
Yeah, well, yeah, just about. Yeah, no, just trying to. It's been super crazy with work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
What's going on?
just really bizarre. Selling a lot of stuff. It's
That's
crazy.
good.
Yeah, it's scary.
What's the hot sell? Is anything trending?
I've sold a lot of scanners. Sold
Okay.
a lot of scanners, and seems to be shop supply stuff.
You had some toolboxes going too, huh?
Yeah, I had a couple of used boxes and scanners, floor jacks. I mean, I've sold like 3 floor jacks this week.
You know, speaking
Crazy.
of floor jacks, my friend Billy, the guy who calls on Sunday, you heard him a couple times, who just bought that floor jacket and sold it to his friends. It was too heavy.
Yeah.
I forgot all about it. Then a couple of weeks ago, he was asking if he should make the switch over to like a name brand tool. And I said I should get in touch with him and ask him if he wants me to put him in touch with you. I got to ask him. I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
I can't see him doing that at this point, but maybe he will. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because like one of the places, he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to spend that kind of money," and he's got like 5 of the Harbor Freight ones piled up in a corner.
No.
And I just told him, I said, okay, so you got 3 months out of these things. You don't want to take them back. You just go buy another one because you say it's cheaper, but by the time you got 5 of them, you've paid for mine and you don't have to worry about it. I mean, you got 10, 15 years of service out of it.
Are those tool carts or boxes?
I did 1 box and 2 carts.
Okay.
So, and that's, like I said, it's been really weird. Just a lot of shop supply stuff. Sold a compressor. Man, what a 120-gallon. It's our Flexzilla one. It's like you can stand right next to it talking on the phone. It's so quiet.
I've seen that. Yeah, I saw
Man,
that.
it is unreal. Unreal. I want one for the house.
I forget whose shop, where I saw that. It was on YouTube somewhere. And I was like, man, that is nice.
Yeah.
How do they do it? What's the technology?
It's just got this muffler in there. It's got a resonating muffler pipe, and like I said, it's incredible.
I mean, I have an 80-gallon dual stage Campbell Housefield in the garage, and the muffler is pretty good. It's not an exhaust noise, but like I hear the motor. You hear everything else. It's like there's just compressor noise. It's just.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I don't know how it's
very cool.
I mean, it's the whole. I mean, everything's different, but the biggest thing is their exhaust system. And then, like I said, I've literally stand right next to it and you talk on the phone, and you can't even hear this thing running.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll splurge and get one for the house.
What are prices like on those things?
They're 52.
Okay.
40. The smallest one is 39 to 52.
And that's how big is that? The smaller one.
The smaller one was 60 gallon. Yeah, it was a 60 gallon, 5 horsepower.
Okay.
But man, I tell you, the biggest thing with them, and a lot of people, it's kind of like buying. They don't understand what they're looking for. They say, "Oh, 10 horsepower motor, 2-stage. That's what I want." and they get something that only has 10 CFMs.
Right.
That's airflow.
And the CFM rating, yeah.
Right, and then they say, "Man, why does this thing run all day?" And I said, "Well, it's not meant for a body shop or whatever,
Right.
And
I guess nowadays with the advent, with everybody using the battery-powered tools, it probably took the ease off the compressors a bit, because a lot of guys aren't using pneumatic. I like my pneumatic stuff. I still don't do it, but I don't know.
yeah, the biggest thing, especially like a body shop, where if you have a handful of guys running die grinders or sanders.
Yeah, big board sanders. And
you got stuff going, and like that. I think that
even the whiz wheel eats up a lot of air.
Oh yeah. Or a drill. I mean, just a drill by itself. Anything going like that.
I was the only guy that had air drills left anymore. I don't use them that often, but 'cause the hose does get in the way of a drill. I will say that.
Yeah. I finally bought finally got a good battery. I finally ordered one because like I said, I'm walking through the house with my air drill.
All right. Back strapped on your back. So I just got a deal at Ace Hardware on a Milwaukee. It was a drill and a driver with a charger and 2 batteries and a case, the whole bit, and it was $179. I was like, there's no way you can't beat that.
No, Milwaukee's really good, and
the nice thing about it now is that the chuck stops, so you don't have to like hold it and lock the drill bit in. You just do it with one hand. I don't know how they did it. It's really cool, very cool.
But the warranty is it's 5-year warranty.
Yeah,
and the Milwaukee stuff is really good.
You carry any stuff on your truck?
I don't.
Okay.
I can get it if a guy wants. I kind of shoot myself in the foot over this.
Yeah.
But some guys will carry everything or get in there. But the problem is that when it comes time to warranty it, and I know if it has my name on it, I can get it warranty, and it's not going to cost me. And I had an incident one time from buying outside. They told me it was lifetime warranty. I went to warranty, and they found every excuse in the book not to warranty it.
Oh, wow.
So I can't, then I turn around to the guy and say, man, they ain't going to warranty this. This guy was like, hey, man, I bought it from you because of this warranty.
Yeah, right.
So then I'm eating it. And
yeah.
I know I'm a big guy, but, man, I get tired of eating a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, no, I can understand that. No, I started seeing that in Clay's videos where his tool guys, all of a sudden, they got looks like they got more Milwaukee than they have their own brand sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess everybody's buying it. They got like the full line.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, I get asked, and like I said, do you have Milwaukee? I said, no, but I've got ours, and this is it. And some guys will say, okay, or other guys, well, can you get me Milwaukee, or I really want Milwaukee, or whatever.
Right.
And then when you go the next step and say, well, this is the cost, and they're like, man, I can get this. And I said, well, I'm not Home Depot. I can't buy a tractor trailer load of it. And I usually just tell them, I said, dude, you can't beat the price. I said, I have no problems with you trying to save a buck or two.
Yeah.
You can't beat the price.
Yeah. Right.
So, and it's nice. And it's nice. We have a Milwaukee repair center not too far.
I was just thinking about this tonight because we had this storm roll in, and it rained hellaciously. The power went out for a minute, and and I'm charging up all the LED lights, getting them all ready to go, and I got my oil lamp ready, and then I remembered, like, damn, I gotta get a battery powered ratchet, and I need it for home. And what I need it for, it's the stupidest thing. I needed to be able to turn the garbage disposal because it's got an X on the bottom, but it's so deep. I can't put a gun underneath it. I don't have the room. I could get a battery powered ratchet under there because enough stuff going in the sink. You got to turn it at some. I mean, not even putting food and stuff down. Just you got to turn it every once in a while. I'm like, I remember saying, like, damn, I still don't have a battery powered ratchet.
Your sink is only one drain, right? That's why it all runs through. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
Right.
Yep.
And I love the garbage disposal. I never had one before until we just did this kitchen a few years ago, and I love it. It's fantastic. But it is deep. It's an incinerator, and it's a big mother,
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, well, like I said, it's strange. Like, I don't know. I think I don't know right offhand, but I still sold like 3 half-inch guns this week.
Wow.
3 last week. I mean, it's like
Good.
It's great. I just hope the money keeps flowing.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
To make it so far.
When I went down to the shop on Monday, and I told the guy about that that kit that you sent me the picture of, and I said to him, "Look, dude," I said, "the handles, you can get the ratchet. It's $48." He looked at me. He's like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, I explained to him. I said, "This is what happens. They want to sell you the kit." I said, "For another 12, you just get the whole kit." Well, I got. He's telling me he's from Ecuador, so he speaks with an accent.
Yeah.
So he's telling me like all the bits. He goes, he puts his hands out. He goes, "I got this many bits. I got so many bits. I don't need any more. I got this." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So, but it was. I said to him, "It's amazing when they do that. When they'll price the units, the individual components." Because we were guessing at it. He says, "What do you think the ratchet costs?" I'm like, "Well, the whole thing's $60. What do you mean, $20? I don't know,
Yeah.
25, 18, somewhere in there." So,
I tell you, I would love to know, like you're talking about those bits, right? Those bits, I mean, they have a lifetime warranty. I send in 40 to 50 a month
really,
on warranty,
wow,
and like a standard hex, a screwdriver number 2 bit or a number 3, I sell them for $5, and the guy goes, $5, and I said, "What's lifetime warranty?" And I mean, as many as I send in, they must make a hell of a amount of money for them not to care on the warranty on that. I've just never understood.
Imagine how many get spit out on the assembly line as they're stamping them. It must be like by the keg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm like, because when I go to the tool show and I talk to that manufacturer, I'm like, why can't you guys make this last more than a month or whatever? And they just said it's just the cost. And I'm like, still, you think, you can make an extra $1 million if you didn't warranty.
Yeah.
If you only warranty 20 instead of 60, you know what I'm saying? But
I'm just thinking like, on a hand drive or the hand drive application, there's not a lot of force on that bit. I mean, guys must be putting them into a gun and, and force driving them.
yeah, well, actually on our, that hand drive, I mean, that one, what did I send you the one that was one with the air hammer or?
Oh, I have. You sent that to me. Yeah.
Yeah. But even the one that you hit with a hammer, they make them so soft because when they actually try to make them hard, they would explode.
Brittle.
They would be real brittle. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I had some of the early Snap-on ones I have and had over the years were brittle, and they would just explode. I'm like, yeah, the hell's that all about?
Yeah.
But
I think we might. I don't know if we lost Papa Squirrel.
yeah, he's in and out.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're just in undercover.
He's in the background. Yeah.
I burned it with my bookcases.
Yeah. He's on Mountain Connection time.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, so like I said, I don't know. It's always squirrely around here during election time anyway. So
Yeah.
we got 57 more days or whatever. Hopefully,
We're getting to the point where I'm going to stop watching the stuff altogether. because it starts getting stupid on all sides. And it's like, I know what I'm doing already. My mind's been made up. My mind was made up 4 years ago. I know what I'm doing. You know, I don't need the rhetoric. I don't need the BS. I don't need to be sold, you know, and you're not going to sway me. So I think it's for the people who, you know, they're always trying to steal people from here or there. And like, let's get the Latino vote. Let's get the black vote. Let's get the Papa Squirrel vote. Let's get the guys with beards vote. You know, everybody's trying to manipulate some other group, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I'm bought and paid for already. You know, it's like, I know, like I said, I know what I'm doing. And I told my wife, I said, you are too. So what do you watch it for? What do you put yourself through it? Because she'll tell me, oh, did you see this in the paper? Did you see this? I'm like, listen, you're getting yourself all worked up. I'm like, think about what's for dinner.
Yeah.
You know, let's think about, you know, let's think about like going out to breakfast or like, you know, something. Make a pie. How about some pie or like a cake? Let's talk about that. You know?
Put a DVD in and watch some Sherlock Holmes.
Or the Little Rascals.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, Little Rascals.
I started watching Perry Mason in the mornings, and it's I'm getting into it. I kind of like Perry Mason.
Yeah, that's funny.
I was never into it before, but now I'm kind of liking it.
Yeah.
Cool show.
It used to be on at like midnight to 1 or something.
Oh, it's on at 11:30 here. 11:30 p.m. Yeah.
And I used to watch it. I'd have it on. At first it was just background noise, you know, in the office, you know. And the next thing you know, you're like watching it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I got everything together for you, Ray. The only thing I was waiting for is a blue ratchet.
Okay. Yeah, whenever you get it.
Yeah. But I had all the other stuff, and I have one blue ratchet that's been on the truck, but it's been hanging on the seal. I mean, it's been. I don't know how clean he wants it.
It's
you
the
know
demo model.
Yeah. Well, it's been touched. I mean, it's not. You know.
I don't know. You know, I'd gotten him one of these beauties, one of the black guys.
Yeah.
And I don't want to use this either because it's just so damn pretty, you know. And I think he's like putting his aside. And I think he was going to do the same thing with the blue. And I said, look, it's just a handle. It's just a blue handle, man. Just use it, you know. Yeah. He goes, what are you going to do with yours? I'm like, I don't have one yet. I'm waiting for the set. I said, when they come out with a set of them, then I'll be talking. I said, because then I'm going to end up buying 3 individual ones. And, you know, you buy the set, they usually come in a box, so, you know, in a case. So
right.
I do that. So.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like I told you, I have a 1/4 inch that I made into a 3/8 head, but it was one of the breast cancer ratchets, so it's got a pink handle. You know, I figure I'd never lose it.
Right.
And I've left that like twice in the shop. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I put it down, and you know, you get
and
talking.
No one will touch it, right?
And oh no, those Latinos won't touch it. That's like. But
you know they're wondering about you.
I know, but I just tell them I give out hugs and kisses. I'm a big guy, a lot of love.
Right. Gringo with the pink ratchet.
Yeah. So, but a lot of guys will pick it up and look at it and say, I've never seen one with a 3/8 head, you know. It usually ends up into a cell or changing theirs.
That became fast my favorite ratchet. It really did. And I think the next step would be a longer one. And not to put more torque on it, but just have more reach.
Yeah.
You know, because I have no problem with with over torquer. That's not an issue. It's just really like a reach issue. I love that ratchet. That is by far my favorite.
Yeah, the 12-inch one, the 12-inch long is a little too long.
Yeah. I think like an 8 or a 10.
But the 9-inch one is pretty good, but the 9-inch I don't think has a comfort handle on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I was never, until recently, I was never really a comfort handle guy. All my ratchets are chrome.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had all snap-on ratchets. I traded them in, all my, I don't know, what are they, 20 teeth? I don't know. I traded them in now for like all the 80s. And I bought I bought this one used. It's a non-locking flex, which is something I don't like, but I got it because it was used. I got a good deal on it. It's like a
Is that a snappy?
yeah.
Yeah, most. Well, that's one thing with the Snap-on. They weren't locking, and then
No.
they put that stupid little
I have-
button. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one of those in the shop. It's the same length, locking flex, and it's not a comfort grip. It's just chrome. And yeah, even though the lock works well, you got to remember you got to push it like on a weird angle. It's
Yeah.
a little not intuitive. It's a good ratchet. I use it at the shop. I don't have a problem with it. Just if I used it more, I think I'd be more fluent with it.
hmm
But yeah, the lock. Now that I've been getting some of the comfort grip stuff, it's kind of nice. It's I never.
Yeah,
really
I did.
but
It was a couple of weeks ago. I did a any ratchet $50 off on
Nice.
ours, and I actually the first time I did it, I got a whole bunch of old. What was that company? Right? Was that
Oh
right?
right, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean it's like
I have some
of
right
them.
wrenches.
Yeah, those are really nice. That's actually who used to make our stuff back in the day.
Williams too is a
And-
really good brand.
Yeah, and but this last time I had gotten a lot of Snap-on and Cornwell stuff. We don't have any Cornwell dealers,
Yeah.
so a lot of guys had some broken stuff that.
When I was talking to Clay in that interview, I talked about this. This was one of my oldest ratchets. It's got like 8
Yeah,
teeth. It's a proto.
yeah,
I tell you, for the day, it's really slim. You look at it compared to the Matco, it's like this. It's like the same thickness,
yeah.
and then I didn't realize that I had a 1/2 inch.
Wow.
Also-
Yeah, I saw you post that.
Yeah, I just threw it up there. But like this was for slimness alone, this was a great ratchet back for the time.
Yeah.
Now it's in the museum. But what was the post you put up today with the nut drivers on the bench? What
That was
it?
my one-on-one with Clay because Clay.
He did the
I don't-
Capri, right?
Yeah, he did the one. So I figured I'm gonna play with Clay some more,
Good.
and I walked into one of my shops and I said, I need to use your toolbox. I sold that guy that toolbox, the one with the Superman Mako logo.
Yeah.
I sold him that toolbox. That was like 15 years ago or whatever.
Right.
We had that box, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Oh, I just got to make a couple pictures here."
Yeah,
Because he was talking about the engraved in, makes it nice to see or whatever.
With the paint pen.
So,
Yeah. He paint
yeah.
mark. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured since I was going 1 for 1, I just want to play with Clay some more. I didn't get it. I didn't get any comment out of him, but
Yeah. Touche.
yeah,
Yeah. That was nice. That was first thing in the morning.
yeah. So, but yeah, I needed to get back on doing that stuff. I need to try to get the YouTube. I have a whole bunch of video stuff. I got
Yeah.
tons of video stuff that I need to sit down and get going,
Right.
showing. So we'll
Hey,
see
so
what happens.
Is there any interest in my trade-in piece, or is that going to be an eBay thing for me to try and get rid of?
Well, Ray, it's really hard.
Yeah, I figured.
The problem with that stuff, and I try to take very little trade-ins.
Yeah.
Because when I sell it, they want me to replace it when it's broken.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, look, dude, that's a 30-year-old Mac piece or, 25-year-old thing. How am I going to replace it?
Yeah.
And actually, it's a really nice set.
And it's like brand new. I think it was used
Yeah.
once or twice. It's like one of the adapters was used, and that's it. It's like it's pristine.
The biggest problem with that is like our set. I mean, the set that I sell that's compatible to that is only $160, $170.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's-
So you probably paid, close to $2 something for that back in the
Then, yeah.
day.
Yeah.
And the only thing that thing's got going, it probably says USA in the gauge.
Let's
And
see.
you'll probably find somebody that would really buy it for that.
I actually took it from a friend of mine because Made in USA, right on the bottom. Yeah, it says it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going through some stuff here in the house. I'm like, damn, what's in that red blow molded box? I was like, what the hell? I thought it was a socket set. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I forgot all about that thing. It's been sitting here for years.
Yeah.
With all that stuff. I'm like, you know what? I don't need that. I got a compression tester in my box that I rarely use. Just don't use it anymore. So, all right, I'll find someone local.
But that's, like I said, by the time you do anything with it, it's kind of.
I figured I'd ask you first.
Yeah.
That's all. That's cool.
No, I appreciate it, like I said, but I guess not to say I get stuck with it, but every time I sell it, it's kind of like I had a really nice, and it was old. It was an older Snap-on fuel pressure gauge stuff, and I should have just kept it and put it, like I said, in the museum, because it was really nice, old, and all USA stuff, back in the day.
Yeah.
And I sold it to this guy. Next week, he said, man, the gauge came apart. And I'm like, what do you mean the gauge can't? He was trying, he tried to hook it to a high pressure system.
It was like what was it, like a 6 or 8 inch gauge?
Yeah. Real nice.
The same one that I have. It's probably the same one that I have. Yeah.
It had with the Snap-on. The Snap-on was written like in the early 70s, right? The
rounded, yeah.
Yeah, rounded block type,
Right.
And I was like, he goes, well, what are you going to do about that? And I said, I ain't going to do nothing about it, dude. I said, you're trying to hook a high pressure system to it.
Well, that's just user error. Yeah.
Yeah. But, he's like,
on the suction side, not a pressure side. It's not a pressure gauge per se. It checks the suction side of a pump. I mean, you know what you're doing. I mean, read a motor's manual,
Yeah. But that's, like I said, and I was like, man, that was such a beautiful gauge. And I know it sounds kind of stupid. I mean, but I was like, God, I can't believe he destroyed that thing.
Yeah, no, it's a shame. It's a nice looking piece.
The shop owner I got it from, he just gave sold his business to his son. But that guy had been in business for 40 years, and finally he needed something with newer adapters,
right,
and so forth. So I same thing. He said, "How much you going to give me on trade?" And I was like, I told him the same thing, and just to do the deal, I did it, and
right.
I was like, man, I can't believe they destroyed that.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the business. That's the part of the business that a lot of people don't know or understand. That, I mean, you're not the end all. You're not the tool clearance guy. I mean, there's limitations to what you can do.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I think people have the misconstrued opinion about tool trucks that, guys are making millions of dollars, and you can bring them any piece of crap, and they'll just take it back and give you a nice. Like, hey, man, there's limits to stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, and of course, and some guys are really good, with the trade-ins or having used stuff. I did that early on where I took a lot of my stuff that I didn't use anymore, and that was all for trade-in or used. But I ended up kicking myself in the ass for selling something that I needed later,
Right.
And I'll never forget. I had one of those Brannick strut compressors that mounted on the wall.
Right.
And I got tired tripping over it in the garage
because it wasn't on the wall.
Right. And one thing led to another. Somebody says, man, I'm looking for one of those used if you have one. I got one, went in, did it, and it never failed. 2 weeks later, who needed to do strut work?
Yeah, you.
And I was like, that's it, I'm not selling it.
Well,
if you got something and you sell it or give it away within the month, you'll need that SOB and have to go buy one.
Yep,
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
you got that right.
All the time. If I throw it out, it guarantees I'm going to need it next month. I know it.
It never ever fails.
Right. Right.
That's why our garage is so full of stuff, because
Yeah,
you get rid of it and you need it a week later.
it
Yeah.
never fails. Or you're paying
Got these-
you're paying 3 times the price to replace it. Man.
And a lot of
Oh,
times,
yeah.
a replacement that isn't as good as the original was,
Yeah,
which really kills you.
yeah, that's
Ugh,
killer. So,
crazy.
well, yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, we get through this the next couple weeks and get back to some kind of normal or whatever that's supposed
I
to
don't
be.
know. The new normal they're talking about isn't the new normal I want to live with.
No, hell no.
Damn sure.
Nope, it's crazy for sure.
So what's with the lime green thong you had on your face today? That was pretty cool.
That was
So the first thing I thought was, man,
we came out with different color face masks.
he's got underwear on his face.
Yeah, that's
what
all I
I'm
could
saying.
think about all day long, man.
Yeah.
I was like, God. I said, man. So, but
I tell you,
Yeah.
I had to go to Cablevision. They had me waiting for 2 hours. I had to go. It was in an outside parking lot, and I had the macro mask that you sent. And I tell you, when I put that thing on outside, it was hot. It was hot.
yeah,
This is an inside mask, not an outside mask.
yeah,
Oof.
yeah. Those things. I mean, I just cannot. I hate wearing those things.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's why I shaved my goatee off. I had the goatee, but every time I put the mask on, it was bothering me. I said, "Okay, that's gone."
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah. I'm at that point where it's really.
Gas mask in the military.
It bothers me having it on, but having it on and have it irritate me is even double bad. So
Yeah.
I can fix one problem, and the other problem is I just don't go anywhere.
That's the easiest way to do it.
I've
Yeah.
literally thought. No, my wife, we used to go food shopping every week. Now I told her, now you go. It's all right. I'll stay home.
Oh, Ray.
I hate the
Sorry,
freaking.
COVID-19. Come on, Ray, you're doing something.
And we got a governor who's touting how we're at like 0.7%. There hasn't been a hospitalization or a death in 2 weeks, and we didn't straighten the curve. We bent it, but yet you still got mandatory all of this shit. It's like, well, what do you got to do to make it stop? I mean, what? No, and then there's commercials on TV about the new normal and how to buy masks in bulk. I mean, they're just ramping it up like it's that's going to be the rest of our lives. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Don't like it.
No,
But-
not at all. So,
Yeah. Well, it's like my wife keeps telling people, the virus is never really going to go away. It's come out into the world. It's here.
Right.
Sit and wait.
yep. That is true.
Yeah.
True about that part.
Oh
Yeah.
well.
I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
All right. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. I gotta get ready, get my credit cards ready.
Yeah. Warm up that machine, man. Nice.
All right, guys.
Credit cards ready. That's money. Come on.
Yeah. I know that. That's what, like I said, I gotta go check the list, make sure everybody's going to pay.
Absolutely.
That magical
Okay.
moment. I like
See
to.
you guys next week.
Okay, Papa Squirrel.
All right, fellas.
I'd like to be able to catch that money floating around in the air at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like Wonka vision, on
Right.
all the particles. That's
Yeah.
what I tell people. 3 a.m. is a magic moment for all banks.
That's great. Good to know.
Oh, well.
All right, fellas.
Okay, guys. Y'all take care. Be safe.
Okay. Talk to you soon, guys. So long.
Yep.